Inferno.
Oh, we're ready to deliver, James. We are ready to deliver. The second map of what has been already a pretty long series. Obviously a bit of a bender there on Overpass, but I'm all for it. Provided lots of action for us to observe. And Hugo, I don't think anything less of Inferno. If anything,
yeah,
I'm actually expecting GODSENT to definitely step up here.
No, me too, definitely. This is what is looking to shape up as a 3-map series, and even then, even if we are right and this goes to the 3rd map of Mirage, I don't know where that's going to go. You know, again, I'd lean in favor of GODSENT, but Gambit always have that surprise factor, that ability to just win every single round, or any round, sorry, no matter what they're given. So definitely, definitely a dangerous team here, a map up, but a close one at that on Overpass. And yeah, really a fantastic performance from both teams, and individually as well. It's nice to see the likes of Hampus, you know, topping that board for GODSENT. You know, one of the players that hasn't been noted maybe as one of the more star players on this team. You looked at Brolin, you looked at Twist, even Disco Doppler to some extent. But Hampus, I think, is a very good player, and he's definitely showing it today.
Disco Doppler is a player that I look to when it comes to Inferno. I think that on an individual level, he actually plays this map incredibly well, and I think that a part of that does play into what Mr. Moret was talking about on the desk about that floating AWPer, right? It's going to be obviously based on spawns, right? They will just chuck it around, and I've always been a huge fan of Disco Doppler when he was opping. That used to be his predominant role back in the day, and obviously he's allowed for that to pass on. But when he gets his opportunities to shine he does, Hugo. And I'm all ready for it. Hope you guys are, because it is time, folks. Inferno ready to go. Gambit with that 1-map lead, but more importantly, GODSENT on their map choice.
Quick pause just to cut off all your excitement building there, but I'm sure we'll be getting into it in just a second either way. And yeah, I have nothing really to add. I'm just excited to see how this game is going to go.
It wasn't the pause that killed the momentum, Hugo. It's you.
Oh, sorry. I'll leave. You don't worry. You can solo cast this. Have fun.
No. I'll keep you around.
We'll be getting right into this, though, so thank you for sticking with us. I can see a CZ being brought up on the CT side. I'd like to see this towards B. Doppler is going to have that weapon. It's actually up towards the long position with that, so big. Interesting there. Gambit very fast into second mid. All 5 players here. Freddy B beginning to challenge with the USP, but no one's hitting a shot. The bullet inaccuracy is going astray for both players, and no one's going to win that duel. So instead, Gambit are given a lot of control up towards mid, and they take control of the apartments as well. Freddy B got to be very careful in this position, so he falls back out. But GODSENT still have 4 players on the A site as Gambit look to burst apps.
Yeah, if they can just lock down short immediately, if they can get these 2 kills onto, say, Brolin and Freddy B, then they are really good to go. But Brolin, with a fadeaway, gets himself the opening frag. Freddy lingers a little longer, but Hobbit clears him instantly, and Brolin, still alive here, will not find his reload as Gambit do find this bomb plant. Now, it is, of course, the man advantage in the hands of the CT, and already they're up on site. Disco Doppler goes sneaking through, and Twist at a distance taps 1. So Hobbit all alone now, doesn't swap guns. In fact, the Glock's all he needs if he can hit the headshots, which he starts with, but the second, no. Twist with the pistol clutch, and GODSENT, for the first time this series, will walk away with that opening round.
And that could have big effect as well on how this game is going. Obviously, the bomb plant allows for Gambit to buy up sooner rather than later, but considering we went to OT and Gambit took both pistols and somewhat of the conversions, of course, on that second half, it was actually the force buy working out for GODSENT. So the fact is, now with GODSENT leading things up into this second map, this could certainly be their opportunity for success and to maybe run away with this game. We will see, though. Pistol going their way, and Gambit usually wouldn't force, and they're actually not going to go for it as well. It's more common to eco this one, and they will go for that. So there's always that question, you know, do you get that 1 AK up alongside all the pistols, or even just 1 AK up on its own and nothing alongside it? Because by and large, you can just run a rifle in this round, and then, you know, that's going to mean, okay, if you don't get anything done, you just have 4 rifles next round and 1 pistol player, which actually isn't too much of a limiting factor on the T side.
It's the equivalent of what we used to see back when we'd have that like armor Tech 9 and pistol rounds, right?
Yeah.
Once upon a time. But
wow.
For now, there is nothing.
Tom would not be happy with that purchase. P90 on Doppler.
Tom's just never happy.
That's a good point.
He's just a curmudgeon. That's why he's so bald, man. He's just stressed all the time. But here comes Twist. He's got himself 3. Easy cleanup over on the short side. And, of course, Disco Doppler starts to mow them down, but he only gets 1 for himself. In fact, Doja taps away towards Brolin. Could have dealt a little more damage, but Gambit still get 2, considering the investment.
Yeah, I'd take that.
It's all right.
I'd take 2 kills with P250s. That's all right for Gambit. Keep the money at bay. They've got the buy-up anyway here, so we could just see that straight-up Gambit B-rush that we know and love. They did it a lot on overpass, especially in the early stages of their T side, so it's very common to see before GODSENT have actually got the Molotovs, got the AWP to play aggressively and shut them down. But Gambit, they pulled it straight into the first buy round, so very interesting to see that as well. Not even going to be waiting for GODSENT to show one, or maybe, as said on the desk, two of theirs. One of the few teams that do opt to go for that double up on the CT side. I think a lot of teams kind of stray away from that with the ability of retaking already being difficult enough on this map, and AWP just kind of adds further complications to those retakes. And especially with the easy rotations on the CT side, you can kind of throw that AWP on A, get a pick, rotate back to B in a matter of seconds, so it's far more simple to just play a rotational AWP rather than the 2 AWPs, 1 per site. Look at this rotation, though, from GODSENT. They bring Twist over on B. Gambit is set up towards the top of Banana. A lot of control being given their way, but GODSENT aren't going to be too worried with their setup here. They still have lots of utility on this side of the map. 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes, but 1 player already dead. Freddy on the entry, and Hamper's going to look to trade, but there's so many players up close. He tries to spray, tries to pre-fire. The peek comes out for Twist in the meantime, drops a bomb, and takes it back for GODSENT.
Adren will work his way up. In the meantime, Doja kills a player at the A site, but no, swapping to the AK. A little too late as Twist gets himself yet another. Now that is map control, bomb control, and everything they could hope for. Doja's dead. Brolin has snuck past him. Gambit, they definitely had themselves an opportunity towards that B site, but I think Twist just hits the timing on that peak. Obviously, Hampus, he commits to the spray. He's spamming away on the corner. That draws the attention of the terrorists for a slight second, and within that timing, Twist will strike. Beautiful stuff on the B site.
It makes you question again, if Adren didn't have his Molotov out and he gets that kill, suddenly the round's also, a possibility. If he can flank around the back of the ruins, get that second kill to Twist on the coffins, and Doja doesn't rotate as hastily as he did, could have been their round. But no, GODSENT leading 3-0. We kind of said this may be a possibility with them taking that pistol round, being a runaway with the early game, and that seems to be the case, especially with Doppler mowing down 2 in second mid. He falls out of that, and I like that. No need to get too aggressive, no need to commit to a fight that you really just don't need with a 2-man advantage. Brolin has his back covered, and this is just Gambit getting wiped clean.
Yeah, that's the aggression we're talking about, right? Obviously not necessarily in the gun round, but it still unfolds the way GODSENT could hope for. 5 players alive at the end of that, and I definitely do praise Brolin there for just falling off and allowing for his teammate to retreat, right? Covers him on the boiler exit, gets his back, teamwork makes the dream work, and money funds this beast. Gambit Esports back in with a buy. Still no op on their side, but there is one in the hands of Twist. 8-1. Brolin, 6-1. So far, the heaviest hitters, but it is early days. 5th round only. Now starting to unfold with the initial B site setup.
And this is what Bank said as well on the desk. Oh, I think it was Dust, sorry, he said on the desk, we need these guys to step up early. We need Twist and Brolin to have the beginning of the game go their way if they want this map to be theirs. If we have them stepping up, we don't have that quiet Brolin who got 6 kills in the first half of Overpass, we could have a whole lot more of a dangerous team, and that seems to be the case. Freddy B, he wants to join the party, join the scoreboard. Already pushed down Banana. 3 players here, but it's Hampers to hit the shot. Freddy B to follow up and just a mow down from GODSENT. The reaction from Gambit is to burst out of the apartments, but that finds nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about on the desk coming into this one, right? Like how teams have started to stray away from that deep banana control. Blay was bringing that up, and I think that one of the reasons is because a lot of T-sided teams now have a very good idea of how to counter-grenade the control. If you see CTs take control of deep banana at the beginning of the round, there's a lot of good flashbangs you can throw here from T-ramp up over the roofs to clear those corners. All right, the Molotovs can force you into the open. If you don't have a nice utility buy or those smokes that you've probably already thrown to the depths of banana, then you definitely run into an issue. And of course, what we see in this instance and what I really like is that GODSENT give up that initial control. They let Gambit come in, and then they throw that mid-round deep control. They clear the corners successfully, so they burn players out. And you saw C's fully blind. He had no chance, Hugo. So GODSENT with some beautiful deep banana control, middle of the round. I love it. Yeah,
it's far more common to see how kind of Heroic play. Again, another very successful team on this map.
That's one of the greatest teams in taking banana back.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, not even just that, but also on the CT side, they're great at getting the deep banana control, just throwing Yugi on top of the wall and going for the 4 or 3 player A setup. You don't necessarily have to hold the deep banana control. You can just force the T's out of it and then set up an AWP there in play to run a solo B and have a bolstered A defense. Because obviously, if you have an AWP up there with utility, he goes for a shot, he drops off molly or smoke to delay the T's and just very standard stuff on the defense. So yeah, Heroic are a great team to at least watch when they approach banana on this map. I enjoy their inferno play. But obviously, Yugi not in that team right now. A lot of not controversy, but questions, I guess, surrounding that team as their future. As where is Yugi going?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's going to Cloud9.
Really? You think that? I think actually I could get behind that. To be honest,
No,
I could.
Not going to happen.
It won't, but
It'd
I
be
can
fun.
get behind it.
Yeah, no. It's something you can fantasize about, Hugo. If you need
there's a lot of things.
If you need any fuel to your fire, but no, unfortunately for him. Unfortunately for Cloud9.
Yeah, I think for both.
Yeah.
Heroic have definitely had their struggles, but I'd say, you know, that for the fact that they keep getting poached players and you know, roster changes, they seem to be doing well for the time being. But a lead for GODSENT still held here in the second map, the first half. Technical pause coming out as well, so we'll just be waiting for that to get resolved. And yeah, you know, this is already shaping up to be kind of how we expected it. I hope this won't be a runaway, though. I hope this will be a close map regardless of the outcome. And you would expect that to be the case, but already got.
You know how badly I want to peel the plastic piece off of Mo's headset?
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Not a fan.
There's nothing better than like peeling those off of new electronics.
Oh, I can show you something better.
Man, I'm feeling a little attacked. I don't know how I feel about it.
That's later.
Go on.
No, I'm done. I'm done with that one. Just waiting for this to get sorted out. Some headset problem potentially, or whatever is going on. Our admins are on scene right now fixing that. So definitely don't want Dren having problems because he was the top fragger of that previous map. 41 kills by the man himself. It was only Hampus who could rival him with 38, 36, something about that. So yeah, definitely going to need him at top peak performance because the fact that he gets 41 kills and they only win it out in double overtime is always a danger.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, we had a good AWPing from Mo, as was said on the desk. We had Dren stepping up with a lot of crucial rounds from pretty much everyone. But
that's unfortunately, you know, I like Mo as an AWPer, I really do. And I think that what plays into his, you know, inconsistencies, which are undeniable, is heavily map-based. I obviously don't have the stats behind it, but I would love a breakdown to his performances based on certain maps, because I think he's a great AWPer on Train. I think he's a great AWPer on Overpass. But you throw him on a map like on Inferno, I think he struggles a little bit more with those kind of narrow corridors, those close quarter situations. Like, that's where sometimes I feel like Mo tends to drop off.
He's not like a shotgun AWP, you know, like he's not a simple, he's not a JW.
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely agree. We can look up the stats for that at some point. But yeah, definitely a more AWP-based heavy map player, if that makes any sense, which it kind of does.
He's like what Skadoodle used to be.
Yeah.
Yep. That kind of like positional turret type AWP player. But Skadoodle adapted.
Interesting to see the fate of all these future rosters as well. Obviously, if Skadoodle is going to stick with Cloud9, there's a lot of skew-if rosters right now. So I think these two teams are definitely ones that have come out better, to be honest. They're sat with their solid rosters. Seas is the latest addition to this team, and that doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. You know, while he didn't have the best overpass game, I still say he's a good addition to this team as well. And actually, to be honest, what surprised me most is Hobbit's success on the IGL role hasn't actually been, you know, a problem. I feel like he's, you know, maybe not got the experience as a cooler, but he seems to definitely be holding his own in terms of actually getting the performance that we need from him, but also being able to lead the team to some success. So that's nice, and we'll see obviously over the course of this event if Gambit can do that. They are certainly one of the teams that should be in the top 4, maybe even taking this event potentially. But again, you have Gambit, you have GODSENT, you have Hellraisers, you have North. These are all names that you kind of expect in that spot. But you know, nothing ever goes to plan, Connor. Nothing is ever solid.
It's very, very true. I was still expecting after the success of Avant-Garde, following the E-League Boston Major, the possibility of Avant-Garde kind of being spliced to pieces and being picked up by guys like Gambit, right? When like obviously we had Fitch removed from the roster, we saw the return of Seized, which a lot of people, you know, was thought as kind of controversial, seeing as Seized form at the time of his inclusion could have been lower than some of maybe upcoming players, right? Like the argument was, do you give him another chance on a different team with a new role, or do you give a young gun the opportunity to kind of really flourish, right? And like right away, my mind went to Kickert. You could have argued Demasik. And I think Avant-Garde are in a good place now with the addition of Ramsek, but I'm pretty much surprised that team hadn't really been included or invited to Gambit, because every time you see these Kazakhstani teams succeed, Gambit's players are always right behind them, right? Like they're very, very, very praise heavy when it comes to other players and teams from their region.
I swear, okay, so I don't want to misquote anyone, so I don't know who it was, but I swear someone on Gambit said that they didn't even know about Avangard until they made the like major or the major qualifier. I'm pretty sure someone from Gambit said that. They're like, we never heard of this team. Or some relevant Kazakhstani player. Yeah.
I love that run boost. If this gets Disco Doppling kills, it's sick, but never mind, he dies. So there's that wraparound on Arch side, Hugo, where you can jump without your teammate crouching.
Yeah, a little bit of a height, right?
Exactly. He lands on the head, and it's an immediate run boost.
We actually see GODSENT use that a lot to get a mid-pick. Twist can constantly be boosted up with an AWP and just go for a really quick mid-peek, because then he'll get there before the T's and can post up with the AWP. We see that a lot. And GODSENT actually, yeah, they're the team to use it more often than not. I haven't seen anyone apart from GODSENT really utilize that to the same way that they do. Not going to work out, though. They lose the first man. They give a gun over to Gambit as well, who are already equipped with a rifle and pistol. So a dangerous prospect here for GODSENT. They want to be careful. Still, though, money to play with. Not the biggest amount of pressure on this round, but they don't really want to give away a free win to Gambit when they're going for the half-buy. So Freddie B already gets aggressive on long. He wins his duel. Twist shutting things down from the graveyard as well. And now Gambit left in an awkward spot after having lost their rifles.
Yeah, they're just trickling in. Slowly falling, but Doja's got a bit of a response. He does find Twist to the top of the graveyard. Seas, remember, has an M4 of his own. So both of these terrorists do have guns, but one of them's lost their lives, and Seas joins forces hands in hands with Doja. They're dead. GODSENT 6-0. Despite, of course, only having a limited arsenal coming into the round, Gambit still dealt the damage. So GODSENT, in that moment, haven't really been able to cleanly convert. But, I mean, look at the cash they've got back behind them. They are good to go. This is what is starting to be a bit of a blowout on the T side here for Gambit. Like they need to turn this around. They need to start to do it right now, and they have to make sure that GODSENT don't get much of an opportunity back into this half, or else we're looking at like a 10-5 max.
All pop on mid, not going to be able to find too much. Gambit won't be challenging that for the time being. Instead, they take Banana, the AWP of their own. GODSENT pretty passive B setup as well, not going to be contesting too much. Freddy at the back of Newbox and Hampus in the CT as well. This is always a difficult spot because if they just throw a smoke, it basically can completely isolate Hampus, and he'll have to opt to, okay, do I wrap around Ruins and leave Freddy B to take a fight on his own at the back of the site, or do I push through the smoke and take the danger of Gambit having a man holding the corner? Instead, that'll be a problem for another round because Gambit have gone back up towards A with a missed rotation from GODSENT, leaving just 2 players on this A bomb site and Twist having to move back in pretty soon. This is going to be the full execute.
Nice positioning from Brolin up above. Looks to strike downwards, but it's Twist first and foremost. This Disco also comes back here. This is just shutting down the T's as they try to wrap around Arch. They get no footing, not to mention the Molotovs block everything off. So this comes to a complete and utter stop. Mo will try to re-aggress the Opper. Twist patiently waits and will even think about prying back into this. Although Mo's been given a little bit of space to wiggle in with. Although it is shut down. Brolin with another one. 5 players alive for GODSENT. Gambit fall flat on their faces.
And only 13 damage done to GODSENT this round. I mean, nothing coming through for Gambit. That T side not having too much effect, and there wasn't even necessarily something wrong with it. They played the round right. They showed presence on B. They forced a rotation of Twist, and then they walk up towards A. They just didn't expect Twist to be in the CT spawn, which caught out a couple of their players. So it's a good round for GODSENT so far. How much can Seas do, if anything? He's already just trying to hold onto the gun here, but very aggressive considering, you know, they don't have loss, or he won't get loss bonus. He can't afford to lose this gun after time, so he moves into second mid. He'll be fine. GODSENT take their 7th on the CT side. And Gambit's money, worse for wear. Just loss bonus to play with. No bomb plant money, so it's 3,400 on all these players. And a saved gun on Seas. They could buy around this, but it would probably make more sense just to go for a single eco.
Why not, right?
Light investment.
Try to get back in with a bigger buy.
Ooh, okay.
No. Nay, nay, they say. They will invest into what they can with this one. Adren just completely unequipped for the situation. Deep grenades and aggression from GODSENT as they try to put Twist in a position to succeed, but the AWP finds nothing. As of yet, of course, he falls off as GODSENT reposition their B-site players and leave Disco to the top of the porch. having Hampus give cover behind. Now, this has been a very respectful round from GODSENT in the sense that Gambit have taken the apps with no contest whatsoever. In fact, they're going to start working their way into the top of middle, and it's in this instance that GODSENT haven't even pushed down Banana. I feel like if a little bit more time will pass, we could see that B flank start to come into fruition, and if it doesn't, these A-site players are going to have a really tough time ahead. If Gambit do opt to double back, clear out Banana, and head towards B, I feel like it's only going to happen if they lose Doja on the A site first.
There's bomb kept here, so just seized in the B site for now. Gambit are committing to A after all. So Doppelin up in the apartment's going to make contact with Adren as well as he works his way down the hallway. That'll be a big kill because if it's found by Adren instantly, we're going to see this Gambit side just burst the B bomb site. There's the peek from Doppelin. Adren not ready for that fight. He'll lose it out. Now GODSENT with a man advantage. They've spotted the lurk towards B as well. They should be aware this is somewhat of an A play, but they're not going to be able to catch anyone. In fact, Gambit have wrapped in through the CT spawn, and with 25 seconds left, they're reconsidering this round in its entirety. The question is, do GODSENT know, and are they ready? Because the time is low, and they've got to quickly make the play. Hobbit wrapping back round. Doja going for the kill, but he's going to miss it out. Hobbit trades things back, and now Gambit, they just run out of time, and they're going to get mowed down. What a defense from GODSENT. They weren't even ready for that, and they still get out on top with 3 players surviving. Yeah,
that's a really awkward situation. I mean, I think like Gambit there kind of throw a little too many layers into the situation. Sure, you get a kill on each of the bomb sites, but because you're so split up, because you have no time, that bomb would have had to just rush forward. They could have never cleared the back of the bomb site, timing being the biggest opponent in that round for Gambit.
I think the big issue, again, was, that wasn't their plan coming into that round. That clearly didn't seem like their plan. They gave up Banana, they moved C's back up towards A, and then they suddenly go, oh, it's clear, we can wrap CT, let's go for this B play. It's a last 30-second left panic decision made, and it didn't work out. So, again, not well equipped for that one, we got to say. The rifles were in, but no utility to follow up. So now it has to be the eco. We can't see Gambit forcing it at this scoreline. They need to go for a half-buy, pistols, armor, utility, get a full-buy next round. If they can get a bomb plant as well, that'd be lovely. But at max loss bonus, it really doesn't matter. They've just got to pick their investments right. They don't want to overinvest. And yeah, this is fine. One rifle, you can try and get something done with this. Everyone else pistoled or Mac 10'd up. It's good enough. You'll have a buy next round.
Up to the bottom of mid as Twist looks to pry downwards. Remember, Hampus has that second sniper, and it's a fast fight from Doja. That Mac 10 trying to get in to the fire. But speaking of which, Doja's convinced to fall a little off, and Hampus just catching out Seized with Hobbit as well. Oh my god, the damage, Hugo! It is sickening. Gambit have seen nothing, and Hampus just continues to pummel them with shots. Disco even cleans it up. Double assist from Hampus. Now that is a gnarly round.
He's got to be giggling at that. Both the assists coming up in his kill feed like, wait, what? I hit both of them? I tagged everyone? Yeah, great work. I mean, what a game this is so far. GODSENT 9-0 in Inferno. We said this should be their map, but for no second did I think this would be the score.
C still has 0 kills.
Yeesh.
And his teammate's not that far ahead. I mean, let's be real, right? It's only Hobbit with 6.
At this scoreline, it doesn't matter who has kills anyway. Oh,
another one. I love it. I love that play. And you're right. That's the first time I saw that was WESG Barcelona EU qualifiers, and me and you were casting it.
Yeah, and it was GODSENT.
Yes.
And Twist got the mid pick.
Yep. And now, although they haven't gotten the frags, they're still rocking and rolling with it. So I'm all for it.
Who needs the frags, Connor? It's 9-0 up. GODSENT sitting in such a good position right now. Even if Gambit pulled this back flawlessly, it's only 6 rounds on the T side. That's the bare minimum, really, for this map you'd kind of want, or 5, I guess, on this half. But again, they're a map up. This should be a confident game for Gambit. But it was said on the desk, GODSENT would come into this game confident because, again, it was so close in that previous map, and they are really showing it this time. Trades in the middle. Damage done through the smoke, but it's actually still going to favor Gambit. Although, actually, GODSENT getting away with a trade back from the Orb of Twist. Where's this come from? Now sitting in a 3-on-3 gives a lot of options for Gambit to wrap in through the CT spawn again, but instead they'll just group up on B. And Hampus with a misread as well leaves just Freddy alone.
Twist is going to reposition to the back of the A-bomb site. Freddy would love to take one down with him here. And he will play close smoke, so this could easily catch Gambit off guard if they decide to come charging through it before it fades. Of course, you can see the smoke prime from Hobbit. Molotov indicates there is a player in the bomb site, at least one, and he's trying to buy time. At the 30-second mark, that will call Hampus over. Remember, the AWP in position now. Freddy B, thanks to the teammate's flash, goes for the peek, sees no contact. There's nobody pushed forward yet. So that next Molotov can start to seal the deal, but Seized clotheslines Freddy instantly, and Hoppus can't really find an ankle. Luckily, Hoppus burns Hobbit alive. Now that's the bomb in the process. Seized will try to plant. Hoppus knows where he's at, nearly dropping him as well. They are trying to keep the 16-0 alive. A 2 versus 2 retake with both ops for GODSENT. And Hoppus so close! 6 shot, it's all on Mo. And as he resides towards the side of Banana, he will stay trained in. Everyone with snipers. Mo missing the first one. And these CTs will work their way in. He's got the chance. He hits the flick. The second shot is fantastic. Gambit are on the board.
Sick round from Mo. 3 frags in that one with the open. We needed someone to step up. We talked about it. No one from Gambit having a big game, and there we go. Mo having the impact required of him to pull Gambit their first round on the T side, but the question kind of still remains. With 1 player surviving after that round, Gambit, they've not got money to fall back on. They need to follow up with a couple more. They need to build up their bank, or GODSENT is still in control of this half by a huge margin. It's a small consolation from Gambit, and they need a follow-up to stay in this map.
It's one of those situations where it's like GODSENT, you know, they think to themselves, damn, we let them on the board. But now we can just reset them.
It's like GODSENT are never going to give away a round for free, but if they had to give away a round, it's not the end of the world. You know, they know the positives that come from this. So it's actually okay for GODSENT. They're going to be pretty happy as long as they can follow up, but easier said than done. Mo's continuing off the back of the previous. He's opened up, and the arch wrap is left open now. Gambit could go for that B split, but instead they just wrap back round A. The boost up not going to work from Brolin, and Mo, again, second kill of the round. That's the A site opened up, and as we know, Inferno, that's unretakeable. Yeah,
that's pretty smooth. I like that Gambit come into this round off of the pace that was set in the end of the last one, right? They just try to go in with this, they take their gunfights, and they quickly wrap into the A site. They're trying to capitalize on the fragility of GODSENT after they lose that 2v1. And so it's been done. I mean, we talk about the potential reset, but the best way to get past that challenging situation is to win the round with all 5 players standing. So unless Hoppus can take down more than 1 player here, the T's will be content with the outcome of this 11th round.
I mean, even with like a couple of kills here, realistically, Gambit are not going to be too worried. It won't even be more than the first. So he's trading back, falling off the top of the coffins, but it's going to be Hampus sent to the grave. And Gambit, 2 rounds here, and players surviving as well. So starting to look up on this T side. Could be the start of something new. Obviously, GODSENT still have the 9-round buffer, so realistically, if this goes 9-6, they shouldn't be too worried, but they want to keep it from going that far. They want to stop Gambit while they can, before the money's built up, before they have things to fall back on. But for now, it's starting to look good here for the T's as GODSENT back in with another buy. Single AWP in the hands of Twist. No boost into mid, but he'll just set up on his own, ready and waiting. Does fall back instead of going for that fight, and luckily so, because Mo was already posted on the angle.
Yeah, I like that, right? It's like, you know, Twist, we've seen him just kind of been given that freedom in middle. He's not been challenged by a counter-op whatsoever, but now Gambit have converted their opening round. They've got 2 on the board. And the last thing GODSENT want to do is just allow for Gambit to sneak back into this T side. So do not overextend. Do not offer yourselves for the taking. Sit back, relax, and wait for Gambit to make their move. Because eventually, they'll have to execute, and they do feel out Banana at the beginning of this round. They've been quite thoroughly playing that map control, actually. Seized has been left to his own devices over towards Banana time and time again.
Here comes the A execute from Gambit. Smoke already over the top. They've just got to be ready for Twist here on the archway. It's going to be smoke for now, so they can at least sit comfortably, and they have the time to play with as well. No real pressure on Gambit to execute just yet. They're just trying to force any utility, any fight out of GODSENT to see if they can get this free pick. Without that, they fall the bomb back towards B, go to the old standard play with Seized already pushed up towards the top of Banana, so plenty of control taken for Gambit. And Adren just going to lurk around here, trying to not only catch rotations, but given the availability, split into the B site through the spawn. Freddy trying to spray desperately through the smoke. And Hampus is on the boost, but look at the run from Seized. He's gone right through. Doesn't expect the second player in position, but he's got to fall off. Doja already spamming him back through the smoke. Hampus is so low on both health and ammo, but he'll run through and stop the bomb. Mo does trade things back, but that's added further complications for Gambit, who need to get this plant in now. The smoke fading. Brolin trying to find a pick, and GODSENT now back in for the retake.
Twist tries to skewer the back of the site, but Doja goes to the top of those boxes. Now, these terrorists have no utility to try to lock things down, and Disco's Doppler Molotov will miss its mark. Nobody being forced into the open off of this. They'll have the 2 flashes and the 1 frag to try and make this happen. It's a great flash to Mo. Easy pickings for Twist. Now Brolin finds Doja to the back of the site. It's all going to be on a Dren. Again, playing in from Banana. This is where Mo clutched from, but this time it's Godsent. No. Yes.
Ooh.
I didn't think he got on the bomb for a second, but very, very close. Godsent will take double digits.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive stuff. And that's the thing now. Godsent, you know, we see a couple of rounds from Gambit, that's fine. And yeah, they still have a bye, but the issue is they don't have stuff to fall back onto. They just need this round. This is a round they have to win. They lose this round and the half probably goes, you know, like 13-2 or 12-3, realistically. I'm pretty worried for Gambit right now in this half. You know, they started to pull things back, but they need this round. This is so important if they want to have a chance in this. So Hampus posted towards mid. Again, we talked about the versatility of the AWP on this map for Godsent specifically, and they've taken 2 this time. Gambit set up outside of B, just trying to look for the late round banana play after the utility of Godsent has been extinguished and been used. Gambit flashing their way up through the top. Godsent, instead, they get aggressive in middle, and that does not work out. Hobbit mows down both with the AK, and they're going to try and follow up to A, but Brolin holds things back in line. Godsent still down a man, but this is going to give ample time for that rotate, and look at Freddy's position already down mid.
He's trying to hit this from behind. Oh, now the bomb doubles back. C's could actually sniff this out before it becomes a problem. Gambit have just kind of pumped the brakes. Now he does see it. Brolin's still able to get 1. But that bomb now open towards the B site because they found the flanker. They read the situation. It's open for the taking. And sure enough, C's, while he leaves the bomb for Mo, will go on the hunt. But Brolin crucially kills a man on the other side of the site. That's going to leave this back into an awkward situation. CT's rotating over, but C's will take his plant.
Yeah, Godsent can't stop it as well. Twist all the info, but they don't know he's here just yet. He's lurking behind enemy lines. Mo needs to be ready for this peek, and there we go. Twist holding the angle wins the duel, and C's now alerted to this. He's got to force a kill. He's got to turn this into a 1v1 because he knows the last man is Brolin, who was spotted on the A site just moments ago. Seized. Ready just in case Brolin's worked his way up banana, but this is a good position. The issue is Twist can't trade from this, and C's is getting aggressive all the way around the back, but Twist is ready for it. Great round from Godsent. They do pick it up, find themselves 11 here on the CT side. Bomb plant for Gambit, just not going to be enough, Connor.
Not enough, Hugo. Neither is 2 rounds. Let's be real. Gambit definitely need to start stringing something together, and unfortunately for them, the economy won't help. They are in a tricky situation.
Not the best of halves for Gambit, and they are just going to straight up force this one. I don't blame them, to be honest. They are aware that, you know, if they eco that one, they'll have a full buy next round, but realistically that just gives them a max of 3 and even the possibility of only getting 2 on the half, and they don't want that. They want the chance for 4 here, so this is the force that can allow that for Gambit. Good timing though. Twist won't catch anyone in second middle, and C's just walks up as soon as he walks away, so that could have been a, you know, seconds away, millimeters away from a couple of kills. Gambit going to burst out the apartments with Doppelin close here with the M4 and still Brolin on the site as well, who's had a lot of effect. This could be a very messy battle here. Gambit going very early on. Twist still posted up on long, and here comes the push as the smoke begins to fade. Gets replaced. That may hold Gambit back in for the meantime.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get past that apartment smoke on a push, especially when you have players that could be just sitting in graveyard, inside pit, over on the balconies, railing, even all the way committed to the corners. So I don't blame them for lingering a little longer. And Godsent starting to pry down towards Banana now. The smoke replaced with another volley, this time the Molotov, and seized, plucked from the arch side. Definitely starts to put Gambit into an even more problematic situation. Hobbit with his back turns, an easy casualty of the round. Brolin doubles down, and Doja, not the third. It's Disco Doppler to take down him. Mo on the sidearm, what can he do? He takes at least 1 with him, but it looks like he is done for. Godsent finding 12, a 10-point lead.
Yeah, and that's a kick in the teeth of Gambit again, because money once more is down to nothing, because they went for that force buy, right? They went for the attempt, the optimistic purchase to try and find their 3rd round to give them that last round buy, but with that going astray, it's just loss bonus to work with. Not even a bomb plant. Again, coming to a map like Inferno, it can, when you're getting stomped, it can be very difficult to come back on that T side. If you look to a map like Train, even when you're down so many rounds, you can usually get consistent bomb plants on that B site. It's so hard, because once you get a bomb plant on this map, it's very common you just straight up win the round because of the difficulty of retaking. But look at this aggression from Godsent. Not only is it going to be Freddy in the top of Banana, but it's Twist down mid. doing damage with the AWP. 2 frags from him when Adren left alone in a 1-on-4. Again, another round for GODSENT, it seems.
Yeah, this is just a clinical execution from GODSENT. What a fantastic CT side from them. Gambit have just been looking for answers. They've tried so many different things. They've attacked from so many different directions. They've played with timing and rotations, and yet they get nothing other than those 2 consecutive rounds. What a performance from Twist and Brolin.
Yeah.
Most notably, said by the desk, coming into this match, they needed to perform, and look at the difference between this and Overpass now that those stars are shining.
Yeah, everything they need now coming forward into the second half. Even if Gam get the pistol, it's a huge road to recovery. And while we saw GODSENT have a similar story on Overpass, the game was far closer. Not the 13-2 half that has ensued ahead of us, Connor. This is a decimation. And I think a lot of people are probably looking to Mirage at this point. Gambit, they've got to do their very best in this pistol round, but will it even be enough? Fast towards mid is going to be seized, running straight down as GODSENT take control towards Banana. They may not be ready for this one, as long as Gambit keep this B site and stay alive for long enough, but that's just too much to ask for. Adren dead, Brolin finding the entry, and GODSENT flurrying over this B site.
Yeah, Hobbit even has to retreat because he's just instantly gushed and then cleaned up from Twist. This is looking done and over. Unless Doja can come forward with heroics. He will try to tap off first and foremost, but there we go, another assist, and GODSENT, it seems like they've got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue against that at that point. The pistol round is you know, the reset, the chance for Gambit to try and come in with a big comeback, but with it not going their way, the pragmatic way of looking at this is this seems to be over. GODSENT, fantastic map from them though. Where has this come from? Clearly warmed up over that of Overpass. Going into double overtime after all as well, so had plenty of time to get ready. And 14-2 now as Gambit force the issue to try and keep themselves in this second map. It's 3 towards B here, but again, GODSENT just slow default. They're not even going to charge into the waiting arms of Gambit. They're not going to give them any kind of opportunity. Play this one slow and calculated. Allow Gambit to make mistakes and get aggressive, because you know they will.
Hobbit at least curious. Ooh. Twist, dangerous as he softens up Disco for the taking. Seized will headshot him. Remember, we've seen Gambit of these 2 teams win out on force buys more often than their opponents. So yeah. It's not going to be smooth sailing, especially as you lose that first player, but you do still have lots of utility to play with. And even the CTs have a tidbit of utility. So obviously, we can burn down this clock. We can get into one of those frantic situations where GODSENT has to commit when the time is against them. But with this setup from Gambit right now on the A site, Arch is open for the taking. And I wouldn't be surprised if GODSENT try to use those rifles at a distance, right? If you can get over towards Library, you can pry into the pit, try to clear players out of these corners, or even throw a wrench in the works by wrapping back towards B. You know you've got Banana in your pocket. And again, if you're talking about distance, then these rifles can rip the bomb site to shreds. I mean, look at Seized and Mo. They're about to be blindsided.
They have no idea. The timing is going to get the worst of them. Gambit caught out, but Adren is still here at the back of the site. And with 2 kills coming through for GODSENT, the time being low, he could stop this plant. I don't know if they're even going to check this position. Adren could shut this whole thing down, but he peeks preemptively. There's the first. Trying to just delay them. He takes 2 as well, but bomb plant can still come in the nick of time. There's no smoke in the CT spawn, but no smoke needed as GODSENT seemed to be in control, but what was that? Gambit just run back in for the retake, and somehow Doja and Hobbit pick it up. Heroics from Adren at the back of the site to at least delay them and cause that to come down to the 2v2.
I like that. Adren in the back of the bomb site is creating such a frantic situation that he should be telling his team, and Gambit probably realized that GODSENT would be panicking in that moment, right? Everybody is so fixated on clearing Adren because they need the plant. Without the bomb, that round is over. What, of course, do Hobbit and Doja do in that instance is they get as close as they can so that GODSENT have no breathing room to get into an after plant. And sure enough, both those last players are caught off guard. It comes off the back of some fantastic pistol headshots. Let's be real. The CZ and the Deeg come to life, and so do Gambit, at least for a little longer, trying to put a couple more rounds on the board, trying to make this outcome a little more respectful. Because thus far, it's been one-sided. Great grenades to start it off. The Deagle shots from Hampus can't finish off Adren, who does retreat to safety. He's got him seized to cover as well. And already these kills are coming forward. Brolin deleted from the boiler, and Twist is all that's left. So Gambit will get a chance, but Twist reminds them. Immortality? I think not. Mo blasted away.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge comeback. So again, it's one that you kind of don't really think about until Gambit start to hit double digits, and start to really be in this game. But it could be the start of something here for this team. Although GODSENT playing very safe, going for that early eco in the previous round, not forcing. You know, no need to. 14-4, they've still got to buy ahead of them. They've got plenty, in fact, so make use of them while you can. GODSENT maybe speeding up the pace towards B. There are 2 players there for the receiving end. The nades down Banana actually bypass that of GODSENT. Only Doppling getting tagged by that, and already Hampus is up the top of Banana. There's a big kill. Will they commit off the back of it? It's going to be a no. So Gambit will rotate a man over. That's Hobbit moving in through the archway to try and give a bit more help towards his B site. Sees he may not need it through the edge of the smoke, and through the flashbang he finds Twist. And with the damage done by the nades earlier to GODSENT, this is not a free round by any mean for the T's.
They will try to group themselves back together, which is a good plan of action, seeing as 2 of your players are already tagged up. Throw them to the wolves, Hugo. Trade them out. Get your plant and hope for the 2v2. Obviously, with Gambit still having 2 players allocated on A, Cease is going to get a little closer. Oh my god. Nice headshots to start it off. And that leaves who? Disco and Hampus, 45 HP combined.
Yeah, and Hobbit's ready for this one already on the fountain. There's the first A lineup. Easy spray transfer from Hobbit. Gambit find themselves another round with 3 players surviving. And that's 5 on the board, Connor. Slowly but surely. Can't count them out just yet. GODSENT, pistols and armor again to play with as the loss bonus is beginning to culminate on this second half, but as you can hear the audience rallying behind the comeback for Gambit, a team that definitely has had their work off crowds in the past. We look to Krakow. A lot of support there from the Polish. Now GODSENT again having to forfeit another round, give Gambit a chance to pull things back to 6 at the very least, but how much can they get done with the pistols?
Ooh, Dren caught out into the open, tries to get back over those boxes, but nope. His life is taken away. And GODSENT, well, they'll take a bit of a breather. They don't want to go running through the smoke or the Molotovs, knowing that these M4s could rip flesh from bone. And all of a sudden, you put Gambit into a shaky situation. There's an M4 somewhere in the hands of your opponents. Nice grenade. But they're on damage control now. They've split their defense 2-2. And they're waiting for GODSENT to reveal their hand here.
Seized one at the very least. He even gets to pull back off that. They bait them into chasing down Seized, but Hobbit on the fountain finds 2 himself once again. That might be enough. That might be all Gambit need, because a plant is just not going to be allowed. Seized, more and more damage. Eventually backs off as he gets low, but the rotation from Doja up Banana is all Gambit need. That was really well played. Nice bait on the site as well to keep the attention of GODSENT diverted towards the CT spawn. Good stuff.
Yeah, I like Seized's decision-making there when it came to engaging and when to fall off, right?
Yeah.
You saw him jump back around corners a lot. He would strike when he could, but never really offer away his life. I'm all for it. It's netted us this situation. 21st round, Gambit still down by quite a substantial lead. However, it's a nice, solid buy. 1 op in play in the hands of Mo, who will look towards the bottom of mid for an opening pick. Now Twist's head and shoulder will give him away. Instant 5v4.
Again, a big pick for Gambit. GODSENT trying to work up the end of the apartments. Doja is already posted waiting for his 1v1, but Bolan, what a shot. Gonna take him down. Easy does it. Now GODSENT back in control in a 4-on-4 Gambit. They actually opt to go for an aggressive Banana play. That's going to be seized as the rotation comes back through the spawn from Adren. Means A's got a little more defense, but GODSENT have got a little more attack. 4 players here ready to work up towards his site. Mo, he's posted from the back of pit, but again, he's got to watch out on the apartments. Once that smoke wears out, it means that GODSENT can attack from another position. Hobbit shuts down the long wrap at the very least, but that will only slow GODSENT down. They still want to commit towards A, it seems.
No, Dren's vision's obscured. Hobbit as well kind of put into this weird situation. Neither of these players want to allow a wrap. And Hampus actually jumps up on top of the pallet. I like it. Hunting on the off angle, trying to find an opening that would act as a trigger for GODSENT to commit into the A site. Remember, they are down by 1. Oh my god, Hampus just deletes Adren, and Brolin, he takes Hobbit. Now it all falls down onto the shoulders of Mo, and his opping's been fantastic. Can he lock it down again? He knows that Hampus is wrapping around from Arch, but he doesn't expect Freddy. They use that verticality to fire downwards. And now it's all on Seized. No utility, but he will be working with a kit. He is outnumbered, and GODSENT will try and set a crossfire, but they have no clue where he's coming in from, so he has the element of surprise. Does he predict Hampus' position? Does he work his way around this close corner? Does he just offer his back to Pit? He needs to make up his mind, and his mind is splattered on the back wall as GODSENT take 15.
Ooh, the comeback looking like it could have come through for Gambit, but already, just early into this second half, GODSENT going to shove it right back to them. 15 taken. Map point here for their pick on Inferno. And what a confident map this has been as well from GODSENT. Not letting up the brakes. They give Gambit a bit of a breather into the early 4 rounds of this half, but other than that, it is not going their way. GODSENT back on the buy. Mac 10 in hands, though. They haven't taken it too cleanly, and Gambit still have weaponry to work with. Mo going to get aggressive, trying, again, continue what he did from the back of the pit in the previous round. 1 frag at the very least, but it's not enough. The nade is back in from Brolin, and that will shut him straight down. So again, 1 for 1, especially when you lose your AWP in a round like this for Gambit, that's going to give massive props and favors to GODSENT. Even Brolin gets to upgrade his Mac 10, so everything's looking up here for the T side. They take a lot of control in the meantime, pushed up towards the apartments, and while Gambit still contests towards B, it's only 1 man there. That's seized. Everyone playing up close here from Gambit because they know the importance of getting the next kill. If they can find that, it may give them a lot more options.
And Twist in this instance will double back, but Doja gets punished for trying to pry inwards. And Freddy's already starting to lock down Boiler. Now, there is another player up close. That's Hobbit. And again, GODSENT know they are in a prime position to close this map out here and now. They have used Archside fantastically in the past, and it seems to me like they might try that yet again. We do have that 1 player over towards the bottom of Banana, of course that being Disco Doppler. He could start pushing up into the B site, but Adren with the MP9, that's not a favorable position, so he has to disengage. He can't guarantee a kill, but that sets up Seized as he nearly takes down 3. It's Twist to fall, and it is Seized to hold things off. Obviously indicating that GODSENT were going to the B site. He anticipates Disco's wraparound, and Gambit are not dead yet.
Oh, Seized. Even rounds it up with the 4K on the AWP. Great round from him, especially considering the money of Gambit not being perfect in that. They had 2 MP9s in that round. Still able to pick it up. Big play from Seized. Oh, nice nades as well from GODSENT. They are at least shutting that down. But, yeah, 15-7. This game's still ongoing. It's very hard to believe in this kind of comeback, but we'll see. Gambit, double up now in their hands as GODSENT to the one forced down to pistols. You've got a Mac 10 and potential B-rush, likely B-rush in fact, as they run straight up. Good nade. That could take down Seized. He's down to 20 HP already, but Gambit still have 3 players on his bomb site. Make that 2. Seized already dead, and the Adren flashed off the angle. It's going to have to be Hobbit to step up, and he does it. 4 kills through the smoke as it blooms, and Hampus is all that remains. Hobbit finds the ace. Great round from Hobbit.
Killer stuff there, right through the smoke. He knows that GODSENT are throwing it all against the wall and hoping something sticks. But nothing comes to fruition in that case. So, Gambit have another. Now, I mean, we say, right, like obviously this seems like a stretch of the imagination. It's a huge task for Gambit to actually get themselves back into this game. And they're, what, fighting for overtime of best case scenarios right now? So it's a difficult spot, but one of those things that, you know, we kind of praise Gambit for is always coming to life when you're in those high pressure situations. Like, yeah, they might afford overtimes over and over. My God.
Nice round.
Hobbit
round.
with 8 kills and 2 assists over the last 2 rounds.
25 frags.
Just padding those stats, man.
It was Adren dropping 41 on Overpass, but this time it's the Hobbit story. 25 kills.
Yeah.
That's insane, but Adren's still sitting at the bottom with 8 here, or second to bottom. It's actually Doja with only 6, so we still have some very quiet names for Gambit.
He had 17 kills 2 rounds ago.
Yeah.
So he's just instantly popped to the top. But going back to what I was saying, right, it's like Gambit, they can tend to succeed when the pressure is on. So it's one hell of a climb to get back into the second map, right? And they know in the back of their minds the third is there if they need it. But we are now within 6. And Gambit are looking like a much more well-oiled machine. Although Disco gets past the fire and flames, still shut down by Seized. That one's got a sting.
Yeah, not known for his AWP, but that is fantastic. Somehow gets out of that position alive. And Adren's still committed, but he gets out too. Gambit knowing they don't want to throw away another pick on a map like Inferno when they have the man advantage. So they to give that up. They can rotate a third man to the A site if they do so please. With all the ruckus and noise being made by GODSENT in the apartments, they very well may choose to do so. Instead for now just keeping 3 players here, although Hobbit actually, yeah, he will begin his rotation. He knows he needs to go back towards A. You don't want to run triple B for too long, especially when you don't know where GODSENT are. Just settle into your default. 2 is enough to hold B, especially when they have an AWP here ready and waiting. GODSENT are going to group up in the banana, though, for the time being, so this should be that B-side play, and Hobbit's rotation will go astray. There's 41 seconds left on the clock, and GODSENT lining up smokes to go for this.
Still, Gambit will lock down A site with 3 players. You can see, of course, Hobbit's going to be that floater from Arch. And a very much committed defense from Gambit into the back of this bomb site. Remember, Seized incredibly low already, and he opts not to hold the angle. Adren finding just the first for now. Oh, nice flick upwards. He drops Hampus, but he's not going to get himself a third. It's still enough of a defense to get a man advantage, to allow for Hobbit to try and sneak back in, and Mo looks to lock it down with the off, but Twist has crossed into the site where he now gets another. It is the CT splitting inwards. Hobbit finds the opener. Doja tries to drop Freddy, but Freddy finds an escape route. He's got himself an after-plant position, but Hobbit's already on the bomb, and it's down to just a few seconds, so they've got it. Gambit are still moving forward. 5 more rounds for them.
When is this ever going to stop? If it's going to stop. 10 rounds taken, double digits, and now pressure is really on for GODSENT. Pressure is really on, because this is similar to Overpass again. We had like the 14 rounds taken for Gambit, and then GODSENT hit double digits, and then we go, okay, Gambit can't get complacent here. They've got to be very careful. And GODSENT eventually brought it back to OT, which they did eventually lose, but we have a very possible overtime on our hands here. Gambit somehow made their way to 10 rounds. Only 1 AWP in this. They do opt not to save that secondary. And rightly so as well. GODSENT are on pistols for the time being, and Dosia looking to make a bit of a play in second mid. He's already pushed down. Molotov going to stop anyone from mid peeking him out, but he's scared of the little underpass there. Doesn't want a head popping out. Instead, it will be in apartments. His utility holding GODSENT back again. They're all set up outside of this A-bomb site for the time being, but held back fairly passive by Gambit's aggression, or Dosia's aggression specifically. We even now have a 4th player brought over towards this A site as Adren is left alone up on that wall, and Dosia already doing damage in the apps.
Yeah, and he knows that one already crossed over, right? So that just goes to say GODSENT are preparing for this A site push. The smoke's indicated as well. However, Hampus, oh man, he doesn't clear his corners, and Seized gets the best of him. Gambit just locked down that bomb site. Wow. 5 players up. They're definitely coming into their own here. Slowly, but certainly, they have started to close out this map, and it is only 4 rounds left over.
If you just tuned in as well, this is a 13-2 half to GODSENT on their CT side. They go 2 rounds, and they even won pistol, Connor.
Yeah.
14-2 with pistol that they lost to the force buy of Gambit, and since then it's been this entire team just dragging back the game with only 1 round and a half from GODSENT that's been swiftly reset. Again, GODSENT looked back towards B early on, but Gambit have been so good on this side of the map that nades in once again. Freddy mollied, everyone burning alive. They only just stay alive, but there's still more nades. Gambit have more players here to throw in, so Seas is going to eventually drop Hampers, and some aggression as well could be exactly what Gambit needs to just shut down this round. Adren blind, doesn't even matter. Seas comes in, but it's only a 1-for-1. And actually Gambit, they lost out on that engagement, I would say. They gave a lot of room to GODSENT, but still they're in control of the round with a man up and Doppler tag low, as is Mo. Even with Dosia pushed all the way down, he's just got to worry about his top mid, because look at Brolin.
Oh no, Mo makes it. Oh!
What?
Denied. Absolutely destroyed.
Oh my god.
Get out. Back to school you go.
A pause called after that, and I do not blame them. I think that was a pause or something in chat. Oh my god.
That's the face of a kid who just got wrecked.
Yeah. That I have no idea how Mo hit that. I'd love if we get a replay from his perspective, because that is incredible. Pause coming through for GODSENT. Definitely a bit late into this game, I would say, but a good decision nonetheless.
I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, Gambit at least converted their one opportunity back into the game, right? They got their first T round, what was it, 9 rounds deep. They got the 9th and 10th in their opening 15. As said, right, GODSENT had the pistol. They had an even better chance of winning out. And they don't. They get instantly reset when they finally win a gun round as well, and it has been a bit of a dry spell ever since. But they're going to have to work some magic to find a solution now, because Gambit, I mean, I don't think Gambit are playing scared in any way whatsoever. We've seen a lot of fantastic utility usage down Banana. That last round most notably. I mean, they nearly killed 3 players with Molotovs and HEs alone.
Ooh, that's a tag. Doja caught on the cross, got to be careful there. And then, yeah, I mean, Gambit have been going for triple B setups at the start of every single CT round in the last few. GODSENT should try and at least take that into account and maybe speed up the pace to A. Try and take the site before that third man is rotated back, as you can see now, Hobbit doing exactly that. But no. Still slow from GODSENT. Still not really working out, as you can tell, but that's a kill from Doppler that's going to open things up finally. GODSENT find the man advantage. It's been a long time since we've seen that. How will Gambit react? They've not really had to deal with the situation too much in the past so far this map. Will they get aggressive, or will they just hope for the duels to go their way? It's Hobbit smoked off, but Freddy B on the top of the plateau. He's not going to be noticed, and Hobbit, you can see how much he's hungry for this kill, how much he wants to walk through the smoke, and he may just do so. Great timing as well. He catches them all. Hampers with his pants down, but he's only going to get 1 frag. Brolin trays back, and GODSENT now, they know that Gambit could have a heavy B setup because of that information gain, so they may not commit off the back of that play. With that rotation coming in from Mo as well, with him and Adren left towards this B bomb site, GODSENT are walking into... make that just only 1. Mo does not opt to rotate.
Oh no, this is going to put Gambit in an incredibly difficult spot. Adren will have to step up in a huge individual way. I mean, he has no utility to work with. It is going to be aim and aim alone. Now, he does have the element of surprise, a bit of an off angle. And he's going to be able to use this cover too, but now that the grenades start sailing forward, he's decided to change positions. No. Now he's standing out into the open, but Freddy B, the first one, does take him down. He had a little bit of room to work with, and it was struck away. However, the bomb's not yet planted. Still, it will come in on time. Doja starts to flank back around through Banana, and Mo has not found any impact, but that is a killer shot from Doja. He's going to start to work his way upwards, and these Ts are so boxed into the bomb site. 2 players committed to the Kobe, and then Brolin just next to the coffins. Remember, no utilities for the counter-terrorists. They do, of course, have double kits. Mo would love to hit another shot, but does he anticipate a man above? He does. Doja then deletes the next, and it is all on Brolin. This is his chance, and who else but Mo on the other side? Mo's going to get on the bomb, and he's sticking it. Brolin comes back, but not in time. Gambit keep on rolling.
Incredible work from Mo. Incredible work from Doja, and somehow Gambit are still in this map. Against all the odds, Connor. The 14-2, they pulled it back. It seemed like finally GODSENT were going to be able to close out in the 4v2 post-plant, but no, the retake is too damn good. And you can't help but say that's overfacing as well, especially from GODSENT in the afterplant. No need to take the fights there. They knew that Gambit would not have the utility to come back in for the retake. They'd use that all earlier on in the round. But still they take the fights, and still they lose the fights. Connor, 13-15. Gambit 2 away from taking this to overtime. Again, the triple B setup. Again, the early utility usage. But GODSENT actually taking a lot of control this time. They've got top Banana at the very least. Will Gambit commit to the triple B setup this time?
That last round as well, you have to give props to Doja. I mean, he hit some of the cleanest AK headshots we've seen so far here on Inferno. But who's going to step up and do it again? Because Gambit are not there yet. They can see the finish line, although they've yet to cross it. And if they do, it'll be hand in hand with GODSENT as we move out of regulation, a second overtime map potentially on the menu. But what will be served here on Inferno? Only time will tell. There's a minute left. GODSENT working their way back up in through Banana. They do have a nice collection of smoke grenades to throw, a single Molotov and a flash to work with it. Counter-terrorists, while they only have 1 smoke, can still burn off time using those mollies. Hobbit and Seized hold on to them. That means only 1 is actually on the B site, where we do still have GODSENT lingering. But now, at a 40-second mark, they're actually starting to feel back towards the A site. The bomb will stay committed towards B, so it looks like they might try to work a pump fake. Ooh, this is dangerous, man. Yeah. Time is an issue.
And no utility. Hobbit's rotated back round. This is the wrong read for Gambit. They don't know what's about to unfold. Doja has to step up again, but he can only get damage. Adren with the first. Doja and Mo following up on the site, but it's trades back in the hands of GODSENT. 2 on 3. Bomb going down with just enough time as well. So GODSENT, a bit of a gap in this round for them to settle into their post plants, try and hold off onto this site as Gambit come back in for the retake.
Looks like they want to work multiple directions as well. They've got Arch entirely in their hands. They've cleared out short side, so they know it's got to be both the pit or the bomb site or graveyard.
And it's going to be Twist to try and find contact, but he's allowed for the first man to sneak on past. Luckily for him, he does drop a Dren. Twist, completely flashed, has to find the cover, and he hits the second shot. How about the third? Oh! Yes! GODSENT close it out. 16-13. Close, but no cigar.
Oh, that's going to hurt for Gambit. What a fantastic game from GODSENT. They are, very, very close and should not have gotten that close. But with them being able to close out that second map will now bring us to Mirage. Fantastic. And I don't even know what to say after that game. Gambit are not going to be happy with that one because, again, if we look back to their first half, just say they had a few more rounds, that would have surely been theirs. A 6 CT side to try and pull things back, but it's not going to go the full distance. It's Twist with 4 kills in the final round to shut things down. Him and Brolin really carrying that game. Brolin with 28 kills at the end, and Twist just over 30.
I mean, that's one of those instances where, like, obviously this sucks for Gambit. It's got to be very discouraging to nearly make that comeback happen. But they've been in more pressured situations, and they've still bounced back, right? So I think moving into the third map, there's not going to be any kind of, like, mental aspect here. I think Gambit are much ready to just, put it all on the line.
And it's great.
Mirage.
It's great as well knowing that even at 14-2, not giving up. I said, okay, this game's over at 14-2. Surely they've lost pistols. Surely there's no way they can pull it back. They make it a respectable scoreline. They make it a very respectable scoreline as well with 13 on that second half. So, I definitely agree. Clearly, the mental fortitude to fight back against a huge disadvantage and almost take the victory there as well. It is just a disadvantage post-plant as well. 2-on-3 that they won. So, great work from GODSENT. But that is not all we have for you in store. We do have Mirage, the third and final map, coming up after we have the desk break things down.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net. Visit us and win with us.